Hello, my name's Jalise. Welcome everyone to my Knightfall series review. Here's the thing, everybody. I was very excited to watch Knightfall. I finally had the time to watch because, during the corona shit. And I wanted to know what Knightfall was about. And I was interested in this because it was on the History Channel. I was watching Vikings and I saw a commercial for it. I'm like, are we actually going to get the Knights Templar in history of how their downfall, how they're burned at the stake by the King of France and all that stuff. And sorry for spoilers, but I was very excited to see the show, to see what it was about. And this show was straight up garbage to me. This has got to be one of the worst medieval shows I've ever seen. I don't care for special effects and all that stuff. Story and writing and how the actors delivered it. Here's the thing. They did not know how they wanted this. This show lasted for 2 years, 2 seasons. They were canceled just recently in May 2020. And I'm slightly disappointed that it was canceled, but here's the thing. After the first season, this show should have been canceled. Because they had no idea what they wanted to do. They wanted to, instead of history, I get that you have your historical accuracy that is not completely accurate, but this went straight to full fantasy. This is Reign level bad. I'd rather watch Reign than Knightfall. Reign is actually a good show, in a sense, because it sticks to what it knows. It's the teenage bobber drama, CW, some not so good special effects, not so good costumes, but they are what they are. They knew what it was. They didn't try to be something of history. They didn't try to be something different. They didn't try to be historically accurate. That's what Reign was. I expected more from Knightfall for historical accuracy in a sense, but they went their own route. The first season deals with the main character Landry, and the first episode deals with the Grand Master of the Paris Order dying. And Landry's taken over, and he figures out who killed Godfrey and all that stuff. You're introduced into the quest for the Holy Grail, and during this entire first season, there are so many moving plots around, but the problem is, though, with the show, that the season 1 arc of Landry, of him sleeping with the Queen of France, with the Holy Grail, and every single thing that was built so much in season 1, even though it was, to me, very badly acted for no good reason, season 2 was a complete reboot. They ignore everything of season 1. The Princess Isabella, they recast her in season 2. Her relationship with her uncle, which is the king's advisor and all this stuff, is ignored. The king advisor, whatever he did in season 1 to the king, is ignored in season 2. Landry's own mother, who's played beautifully by Katarina Sforza from the Borgias. I forgot the actress's name. But she's a great actress, and they put her into the show. She's Landry's mother. She knows about the Holy Grail and what's it really about. If you want to know about what's the Holy Grail and what it really is, we don't get to know that. Season 2 ignores everything of Season 1. It ignores certain character arcs. They recast certain cast members that don't look nothing alike. They give characters a different outlook, a different look, a different feel, and it's just like, there was no point to watching Season 1. You could literally skip Season 1 and just see Season 2 because they ignore everything. Landry's mother does not return. William the Counselor's uncle does not return. A lot of characters do not either recast or they don't return at certain plot points, such as the Holy Grail itself. The Brotherhood of Light, who was to protect the Holy Grail, was not involved. They were gone. They disappeared. They never appeared again in the entire show in Season 2. Now, maybe in Season 3 would have happened, it would have happened. If Season 3 would have happened, they would have brought back them. But the Brotherhood of Light appears in Season 1, and it's just basically ignored. The Holy Grail was really about, yeah, that's basically, we all know it could get people, heal people up and all this stuff, but no. This show didn't know what it wanted to be about. Season 1 was such a fantasy mess for history. I guess they okay, we're going to backtrack. Season 1 had this kind of looking colorful vibe than Season 2, since it was such a darker, since we went through so much stuff in Season 1. Season 2, we had to go to a darker tone, and it came to a more realistic standpoint. And then they made King the full-fledged villain and all that stuff. And here's the thing. I don't understand why this show has such bad, not even bad acting, it's just a bad script. You had such competent actors. You got an actor from Spartacus, you got an actor from The Tudors, you got an actor from Reign. I mean, you got a lot of great actors that are into this medieval shows, and they don't do much with them. I was very disappointed with Knightfall. Knightfall Season 1 was straight up garbage. It's not garbage, it was a C+ to me. Some of the acting was horrendous to certain characters. And here's the thing: this is the reason why I put season 1 so low, because season 2 erases everything in season 1. There was no point to watch season 1. The first 10 episodes of season 1, don't even watch. Because if any, you're going to get confused with why season 2. Season 2, they made Philip, the King of France, all evil. Well, he went full-fledged evil, but here's the thing, and this is a terrible thing in the entire show about the King of France. King of France, he was betrayed by the main character Landry because Landry slept with the queen. And this is someone the king considered him a brother. And if you did not have hear this one conversation, if you skipped this one conversation in the show, if you went to the bathroom and you just, and let's say the TV was on and it cut to commercial, you miss an important scene where the queen was scared of the king and told of a story of, like, she sees a temper in him. It just, if you didn't see that scene, then you would be like, man, this king went from evil 0 to evil 10 real fucking quick. I mean, what they did with his character, they went straight up good versus evil and all this stuff. And season 2 was better than season 1 for sure. They introduced Mark Hamill, Landry, because of what he did with the queen and all that stuff. They put the Brotherhood in a bad light, so he had to redeem himself with the Brotherhood. He became an initiate. Season 2 had a very simple story of Landry just trying to will his forgiveness, trying to seek forgiveness from the Brotherhood, and to rise up and to protect the Brotherhood against the King of England. It was a simple story. Season 2 was like a B show to me. It went from C plus to a B. But the problem is, what I don't like about season 2, it ignores everything in season 1. To me, if you are not going to have a tone, if you're going to stick to this fantasy arc, stick with the fantasy arc. Don't try to replace it and all this stuff. I don't like keep switching back and forth. If you're going to have this little fantasy kind of realistic adventure, okay. But don't go straight up to the realistic part and ignore everything of season 1. When you don't have certain characters return in season 1 at all, if you don't have return characters coming back from season 2 to season 2 to season 1, there's no point to these characters. There's no point in season 1. There was literally nothing. I don't care for the queen. Like, she slept with the man who's training her husband in sword fighting. And what I'm supposed to feel sympathy for when she knew that her husband could have evil tendencies is stupid. I'm sorry, I don't have sympathy for stupidity. And I'm supposed to care for Landry, the main character who slept with the Queen of France, knowing this would bring hardship in his order. And also, the King of France was actually considered him a friend and a brother. That's a piece of shit move. So, piece of shit times piece of shit. Landry's a piece of shit, but the king's a bigger piece of shit. Even though the king never did any harm to his wife, anything, until like the last 2 episodes. Then they introduced in season 2 the king's son. And apparently he has many more children and all that stuff, but we don't get to see them. They went from season 1 to all these moving plot points, these fantasy plot points. In season 2, they ignore everything of season 1. And all these characters that should have been in season 1 did not show up until season 2. And it's just like, what am I watching right now? This show, I could say the only redeeming qualities, like the last 2-3 episodes, really show how the Templars fallen from grace at what they went through. The holding of them being burned at the stake by James Malloy, being rejected by the Pope and all that stuff. That shit was historically accurate, and that stuff is dark, gruesome, and I feel bad for the Brotherhood and all this stuff. And at the end, they were just doing their prayers, and that's probably the most realistic thing about the entire show was their execution of the Templar Brotherhood. Season 3 was supposed to have them come back and all that stuff, and to fight against France again, and to reclaim the Brotherhood, rise it up. But I don't know, because, again, they got canceled, and I'm like, I wasted my time watching this show. I mean, 2 seasons, okay, fine. You're canceled in 2 seasons. But you can still have a consistent story in season 1 and season 2. You don't have nothing. Like, season 1 had inconsistency problems with, like, one time Isabella kills this one guy, then she feels guilty about it the next day. And then she blames the counselor, her uncle, who she kind of has a thing for. And she's like, she blames him and all that stuff, and then she acts all innocent in a sense, but it's just a lot of inconsistent writing with the show in season 1. I don't care for a lot of characters. I enjoyed Gawain, that's about it. Again, he was the brother to the Queen of England and Tudors, Anne Boleyn. He's George Boleyn from the Tudors and all that stuff, but to me, they had a lot of great actors, a lot of great story. They had some interesting storytelling. Even if I did not like the Holy Grail plotline, I'm like, okay, what is really the Holy Grail? We know it could bring life to people. We know it could help people who are very injured and sick and could die from it. But this show ignores everything this season. Like, every single conversation Landry has with his mother is pointless. Every single conversation that Landry has with her brother is pointless in season 1 because they don't reappear in season 2. Every single moment of this murder mystery is not needed. You should skip season 1 totally. Maybe just see season 2 and see Mark Hamill, all the stuff. Maybe you'll just have Landry and all that stuff. Basically, season 2 is a reboot. But your show should never be basically a reboot. It should be a slow, different pace and also, but not a total change of tone, a total change of that. If you're gonna have that, then stick with the plotline that you wanted. Don't go for historical freaking. I just don't like flip flopping. That's the main thing. I don't like flip flopping. Have a realistic tone at the beginning and set it all the way up. Don't be Game of Thrones season fucking 8 and you jump to season like 4 of realisticness. I don't like this shit. I don't like inaccuracies. I don't like inconsistency. That's my personal opinion. And Knightfall is probably one of the worst, not the one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my entire life, God no. But it's one of the most disappointing shows I have ever seen in my life. I was very looking forward to seeing what the Knight Templars and all that stuff. And I heard such actors were coming from the Tudors, Borgias, Spartacus, and all that stuff. I mean, there were so many great actors in this show. I thought, how could they fail? And then you just need a bad script. And like some Rain type moments. And I mean, Rain is Rain. Don't get me wrong, but I'd rather watch Rain than Knightfall. 4 seasons of Rain, they knew what they wanted. There was consistency in what they are. Was it all the time great? No, I say Rain was not a terrible show. It was just, yeah. But Knightfall, flip-flopping, back and forth. Characters gone. Characters are reshooted. Rebooted and all that stuff. A different actress for a different character and all, for the same character and all that stuff for season 1 to season 2. My God. Knightfall was probably the most disappointing TV show I've ever seen in my life. That's my personal opinion, everybody. What y'all think about the show? You think I missed something about this? You think season 1 was great and you must see season 1 in order to see season 2, or you think season 2? What y'all think, everyone? Let me know what y'all think, because I'm straight up disappointed with the show. I'm just mind blown of like, how could you be so inconsistent with a story in television? You think you have a plan, you think you're organized and all this stuff, and you have something that's gonna continue, but no, you don't. So yeah, everyone, let me know what y'all think, everyone. Subscribe if you like, just comment down below, let me know. Respect my opinion, I respect yours. Where's your personal opinion about Knightfall, the TV show? Named Jalise, and for everybody. Bye-bye.